All right, so hi everyone. So thank you for attending my presentation at Camp Catalyst 2026. Right. Okay, so today's I will be presenting our book entitled Engineering Synergetic Bimetallic Oxide Catalyst for Sustainable Process Intensification in Biodiesel Production. So my name is Teo from Faculty of Science and Technology, Universiti Malaysia, Sabah, Malaysia. So this work will focus on development of the mixed oxides catalyst for enhancing biodiesel production through a new critical methanol transesterification process. So the study will integrate the catalyst engineering with process intensification strategies to achieve rapid biodiesel production while reducing energy demand and improve sustainability. Okay, so before we dive into the research, please allow me to spend a minute to introduce Sabah and Universiti Malaysia Sabah, where this work was conducted. So Sabah is the second largest state in Malaysia and is located in East Malaysia on islands of Borneo, which is shared by Sarawak, Brunei, and Indonesia Kalimantan. So Sabah is well known for its rich biodiversity, beautiful natural landscapes, and cultural diversity. So it's a home of the world's largest flower of Rafflesia, as well as the Mount Kinabalu, one of the highest mountains in Southeast Asia. So Sabah is also famous for the beautiful islands and marine biodiversity, including Simpadan Islands, one of the world's renowned diving destinations. So in addition, our Sabah is a multicultural state with more than 30 indigenous ethnic groups. The Kadazan Dusan people from the largest indigenous community and contribute greatly to Sabah unique culture and tradition. So we warmly welcome everyone to visit Sabah in the future. Okay, Universiti Malaysia Sabah was established in 1994 and is located in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah. So it's well known as one of the tourist attractions in Sabah due to its beautiful quarters setting and eco-campus environment. So some of iconic landmarks in the UMS include the clock towers, okay, the Pink Malls Aquarium and Marine Museum, so as well as the outdoor education centers, which is popular attraction among the visitor and student. So currently, UMS consists of 10 faculties offering a wide range of undergraduate and postgraduate programs. So I'm affiliated with the Faculties of Science and Technology, where my research focus on the catalysis and renewable energy. So, okay, let's move to the topic today. So, okay, so today the world faces the two major challenges, the increasing the energy demand and environmental sustainability, global sustainability. So global energy consumption is continues to rise due to the population growth and industrial development. Currently, most of our energy still come from fossil fuels, okay, so such as petroleum oil, natural gas, and coal. However, so these resources are finite and non-renewable. In addition, the combustions of fossil fuels release large amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases, contributing to climate change and environment pollution. So at the same time, the fluctuations of in fuel prices and concerns over long-term energy security have created an urgent need for sustainable and renewable energy alternative. So therefore, significant research efforts has been devoted to developing cleaner fuels that can reduce our dependence on fossil resources while minimizing the environment impact. So one promising solution is to reduce our dependence on fossil fuel is biodiesel, which is derived from renewable biological resources. So biodiesel has attracted considerable attention because it offers several important advantages over conventional petroleum diesel. So first is a renewable and sustainable fuel that can be produced from various biomass resources. So second about is both physical and chemical properties that is very similar to the petroleum diesel, allowing it to be used in existing diesel engine with a little or no modification. So from environment perspective, biodiesel is biodegradable, non-toxic, and contain very low level of sulfur aromatic compound. So as a result, its combustion generally produce lower emission and cause less environment harm compared to fossil-based diesel fuel. So because of these advantages, so biodiesel have emerged as one of the most promising alternative fuels for improving energy security while supporting sustainable development. So among the various feedstock available for biodiesel production, our study focused on the Jatobah crude oil, a non-edible oil source with significant potentials for sustainable biodiesel production. So look at this slide. An equally important factor in the biodiesel production is the selections of the suitable feedstock. So in this study, we selected Jatobah cookers, or locally they're known in Malaysia as Jarapaga. So Jatobah is considered a promising biodiesel feedstock because it is non-edible plants and therefore does not compete with food resources. So in addition, it is a fast-growing crop with high oil content and can be cultivated in a right and semi-arid region with relatively low agriculture input. So these advantages they make Jatobah a sustainable and attractive feedstock for the biodiesel production, and therefore it was chosen for this study. So after selecting a feedstock, the next challenge is how to efficiently convert the oil into biodiesel. Okay, so this brings us to the transfer process used in our work here, right? So after selecting the feedstock, the next challenge is we have to convert the oil into biodiesel. Also, one of the well-known approach is the supercritical methanol process, also known as the Saka method, which is the first introduced in 2001. So the main advantage of this process is that biodiesel can be produced without using a catalyst, while the translocation reactions can be completed within a relatively short period of time. However, the process also has several limitations. So it requires very high operating temperatures, typically around 300 degrees Celsius, together with high pressure conditions. In addition, the reaction still require a considerable processing time. So as a result, the process consume a large amount of energy, so leads to the high operating cost, which is limit its practical application. So therefore, there is a need to improve the process by reducing the reaction temperature, shortening the reaction time while maintaining the high biodiesel production efficiency. So to address the limitation of supercritical methanol process, we developed a serum calcium mixed oxide catalyst and evaluated its performance for biodiesel production under near critical methanol conditions. So the catalyst was synthesized using a simple core precipitation method. The metal precursor solution containing the serum and the calcium salts will mix with the alkaline precipitating agents to form the catalytic precursor. So the resulting precipitate will then dry, calcine, and subsequently characterized to determine its physical chemical properties. So for the catalyst reaction, the unrefined Jatobah crude oils were reacted with the methanol in the presence of synthesized catalyst using a high pressure batch reactor. So the translocation reaction was carried out under near critical methanol condition. So after the reaction, the product was separated into biodiesel and glycerol phases, and the biodiesel composition were analyzed using gas chromatography technique. Okay, so using this methodology, we investigated the relationship between the catalyst properties and the biodiesel production performance. So let us first examine the physicochemical properties of the synthesized mixed oxide catalyst. So the SRD profile show on the left of conform the successful formations of crystalline serial oxide and calcium oxide phases in all synthesized catalysts. So the characteristic diffraction peaks can clearly assign to the fluoride structures of cerium oxide and the cubic structures of the calcium oxide. So an interesting observation is the change in crystallite size with crystal size with the catalyst composition. The interaction between the cerium and these calcium species influences crystal growth, indicating the formation of a mixed metal oxide system rather than a simple physical mix of the two components. So as shown in the table and figures, the catalyst composition also affects the surface area and the crystalline size. So generally, increasing the calcium oxide content will lead to the larger crystalline sizes and reduce the BET surface area. So this result demonstrates that the physical chemical properties of a catalyst can be turned by adjusting the serums to calcium ratio, which is expected to influence the catalytic performance during the biopsy production. So besides surface area and the crystalline size, so another important properties for transesterification catalyst is the basicity. So to evaluate the basic strength of the synthesized catalyst, the carbon dioxide temperature program desorption analysis was performed. So the result will show that here, the mixed metal oxide catalyst exhibits a stronger basic size compared with the single metal oxide catalyst. So as shown in the TBD profile here, so the desorption of peaks of the mixed metal catalyst appear at higher temperature to indicate that the presence of a stronger basic size. So these basic size are important because they serve as active centers for transesterification reaction. So the enhancement in basicities can be attributed to the interaction between the serum and the calcium species within the mixed metal oxide structure. So these synergetic effects that strengthens the surface basic size and increase the overall catalytic basicity. So among these catalyst study, the basicity follow the orders of this arrangement. This arrangement indicate that the catalyst composition play a crucial role in determining the catalytic properties. So these findings suggest that the incorporations of a serum in the calcium oxide system can be effectively improve catalyst basicity, which is expected to enhance the biodiesel production performance. So next, we examine the morphology of the synthesized catalyst using scanning electron microscopy. So as shown in these images, the morphology of the catalyst changes significantly with the serum to calcium ratio. So the pure serum oxide show particles with the irregular shapes and non-uniform size distribution. So after introduce a serum oxide, so the changes very significant in the particles morphology can be observed. So indicates that the catalyst composition influence particle growth and aggregation during the synthesis process. So what interesting here is the serums mix serum calcium mixed oxide will show a more homogeneous particles distribution as compared with the other composition, okay, suggesting a better interaction between the serum and the calcium oxide phases. However, when the calcium content is further increased, the particle agglomeration become more pronounced. So this observation again confirm that the catalyst morphology can be tolerated by adjusting the serums to calcium ratio, which may subsequently influence the catalytic performance. So after understanding the catalytic properties, we next evaluated evaluated the catalytic performance of the mixed oxide catalyst for biodiesel production under near critical methanol condition. So this figure show the effects of the serum to calcium ratio on biodiesel production and the catalyst basicity. So as can be seen, the biodiesel production increased significantly after introducing the calcium into the catalyst system. So among all the composition investigated, the serums to calcium 1:1 we achieved the higher biodiesel yield for approximately 58%, which corresponds to the higher catalyst basicity. So these results suggest that catalyst basicity play a crucial role in promoting the transesterification reaction. So in general, this higher basicity provides more active site for conversion of triglyceride into biodiesel. So however, as we can see here, when the calcium content was further increased, a decline in biodiesel yields were observed. So despite the presence of the strong basic site, so this may be attributed to the excessive the calcium loadings, which may negatively affect the catalyst properties and accessibility of active site. So after identifying the optimum catalyst composition, we investigate the effects of methanol to oil molar ratio on biodiesel production. So as shown in the figure, so the biodiesel yield increased significantly as the methanol to oil ratio was increased from 9:1 to 24:1. This is because the high amounts of methanol will promote the transesteric reaction and shift the reaction equilibrium towards the biodiesel formation. Okay. So when the temperature increase, sorry, right? Yeah. So among this condition, condition investigation, the higher biodiesel yields approximately 83% can be achieved with the methanol to oil ratio of 24. So using the mixed oxide catalyst. Okay. So however, the increased contents of methanol were resulted in decrease of biodiesel yield due to excessive methanol. It dilutes the reactant and the reaction intermediate, and reducing the effectiveness of the transesterification process. Okay, so next is we investigated the effects of the reaction temperatures on biodiesel production. So as shown in the figure, so biodiesel yield increased significantly with increased reaction temperatures for all the catalyst system. So at the lower temperatures, in between 180 to 220 Celsius, the biodiesel yield remained relatively very low because the transfer reaction proceeds slowly. So when the temperature was increased, the biodiesel yield improved substantially. The highest biodiesel yield will approximately 79% will achieve at the 260 Celsius. Okay, by using the mixed metal oxide, indicate that this temperature provides the optimum reaction condition. So the improvement in the biodiesel production can be attributed to the enhanced reaction rate and improve the miscibilities between the methanol and oil at the elevated temperatures, which facilitate the transesterification process. So therefore, 260 Celsius was selected as the optimal reaction temperature for subsequent study. So we investigated the effects of reaction time on the biodiesel production by using the same mixed oxide catalyst. So as shown in the figures, the biodiesel yield increased rapidly with increased the reaction time. So at the same temperature, so the biodiesel yield will react approximately 79% within only 10 minutes. So demonstrating the effectiveness of the catalyst under near critical methanol condition. So if further increasing the reaction times to 20 minutes resulted in the highest biodiesel yield for approximately 93%, indicating that the transesterification reaction was nearly completed within this period. But in contrast, at the temperatures of 220 Celsius, a much longer reaction time was required achieved in a similar level of conversion. So this suggests that the higher reaction temperature will significantly accelerate the reaction rate and improve the conversion efficiency. So this result demonstrates that the combination of new critical methanol condition with the mixed oxide catalyst enable rapid biodiesel production with high conversion efficiency. So the final reaction parameter investigated was catalyst loading. So as shown in the figure, the biodiesel yield will increase significantly as the catalyst loading was increased from 0.2 to 1%. So this improvement can be attributed to the greater numbers of available active site, which promotes the transesterification reaction. So the highest biodiesel yield of approximately 93% was achieved at the catalyst loading of 1%, which indicates this amount provided sufficient active sites for efficient biodiesel production. So however, with further increasing the catalyst loading beyond 1% resulted in a decrease in biodiesel yield. So this may due to increase in the viscosities of the reaction mixture, and which reduce the mass transfer and limit the interaction between the reactants and the catalyst active site. So therefore, a catalyst loading with 1% were identified as an optimal condition for the biodiesel production using this mixed oxide catalyst. So beside of the catalyst activity, the resistance of the catalyst towards the water contamination is an important consideration for practical biodiesel production. So therefore, we investigated the effects of water content on biodiesel yield and compare the performance of the mixed oxide catalyst with the conventional homogeneous catalyst, which is sodium hydroxide. So as shown in the figures of this, the mixed oxide catalyst maintained a biodiesel yield above 90% when the water content was increased up to 3%. So this indicates that the catalyst poses good water tolerance and strong resistance toward moisture deactivation. In contrast, when we see it on the sodium hydroxide catalyst, was highly sensitive to water contaminations. So even at only 1%, water contents, a significant reductions in biodiesel use were observed. So even a further increase in water's content eventually reduced the biodiesel yield for both systems. So the mixed oxide catalyst consistently outperformed the conventional homogeneous catalyst. So this result demonstrates the superior water resistance of the mixed cerium calcium oxide catalyst, highlighting its potentials for practical biodiesel production using feedstock that may contain moisture impurities. So beside the water tolerance, we also evaluated the resistance of catalysts towards the free fatty acids, which are commonly present in low quality and unrefined feedstock. So as shown in the figures, the mixed oxide catalyst maintains a high biodiesel yield. So even when the oleic acid content was increased, so this catalyst was able to retain the biodiesel yield above 80%, even at 10% of the free fatty acid contamination. So in contrast to the homogeneous catalyst system, was highly sensitive to the presence of free fatty acids. A significant reduction in the biodiesel yield were observed as free fatty acid content increased. So this behavior is mainly attributed to the reaction between the free fatty acid and the homogeneous catalyst, so which leads to soap formation consequently reduce the transesterification efficiency. So therefore, this mixed oxide catalyst will show a very excellent acid tolerance and is more suitable for processing low quality feedstock containing high level of free fatty acid. So for practical applications, so the catalyst stability and the reusability are equally important as catalytic activity. So therefore, a reusability of the mixed oxide catalyst was evaluated through the multiple consecutive reaction cycles under the optimized reaction condition. So as shown in the graph, the catalyst maintains a biodiesel yield above 80% even after the eight consecutive cycles, indicating good catalytic stability and durability throughout the reaction process. So to further investigate the catalyst stability, the leaching analysis was conducted. The results show only a very low concentrations of the dissolved matter species in the biodiesel product, so indicating minimal metal leaching during the reaction. So this finding will suggest that the strong interaction between the cerium oxide and the calcium oxide will help stabilize the catalytic structure near the critical methanol condition. So the photograph here on the right will further demonstrate that's the effectiveness of the catalyst, where the clear biodiesel phase was observed, indicating successful biodiesel production with minimal contamination. Okay. So overall, the mixed oxide catalyst will show excellent reusability, good structure stability, and low metal leaching, so highlighting its potentials for long-term biodiesel production application. Okay, so to compare to evaluate the competitiveness of the developed catalyst, we compare its performance with the several previous reported calcium oxide-based catalysts for biodiesel production. So as shown in the table, most reported catalyst system require relative high catalyst loading, long reaction time, or multiple hours of operations to achieve high biodiesel yield. In contrast, that the cerium calcium mixed oxide catalyst developed in this study achieved a biodiesel yield of approximately 93% using only 1 weight percent of catalyst within 20 minutes under near critical methanol condition. So even some catalysts reported slightly higher biodiesel yield, so they generally require much more longer reaction times and more severe reaction operating condition. So this result demonstrate that the mixed oxide offers a very good balance between the catalyst activity, reaction efficiency, and process intensification. So therefore, the combination of a synergetic mixed metal oxide catalyst and near critical methanol conditions provide an efficient, very effective strategy for rapid and sustainable biodiesel production. So, to conclude this, a series of the cerium oxide, calcium oxide mixed metal catalyst were successfully synthesized and evaluates for the biodiesel production from the unrefined jatropha crude oils under the near critical methanol condition. So the incorporation of the metal oxide, mixed metal oxide, generated a synergetic effect that enhanced the catalyst stability and catalyst performance among the catalyst catalyst performance among the synthesized catalyst. So so among the catalysts investigated, the serums to the calcium mixed oxide with a ratio 1:1 show a base performance due to its favorable physical chemical properties and strong basic side. So with the under the optimized reaction condition, the biodiesel use of approximately 93% were achieved at the methanol to oil ratio of 18, a catalyst loading of 1 weight percent, and the reaction time of only 28 minutes. So in addition, the catalyst demonstrated excellent resistance towards water and free fatty acids together with